What's up guys, Josh Blunt here. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Tough Love Tuesdays. Today I'm going to break down a controversial question, and this question is, should I be eating before bed? Now, the reason that this is a difficult question to answer is because there's a lot of factors that go into play when we're talking about your overall health. And these factors include your genetics, your age, your fitness level, your stress level, your environment, your sleep patterns, and on and on and on. So with that being said, there really is no one-size-fits-all approach here, right? What works for me might not work for you. But I think that a lot of people are hesitant when it comes to eating before bed, especially carbs, which I don't quite understand. But I think that they're hesitant because they feel that their metabolism slows down when they go to bed, therefore they're gonna store more body fat, right? Number one, if your body is gonna burn off anything for energy, it's gonna be carbs. Carbs are gonna be the first thing to go. So eating carbs before bed should be the least of your worries. Another thing, your resting metabolic rate. So the amount of calories that you burn at a resting state account for about 60 to 70% of your total calories burned for the day. So when you're sitting on the couch doing nothing, and also when you're sleeping, your resting metabolic rate is gonna account for most of those calories burned. Now, the amount of calories that you burn sitting on the couch doing nothing, and the amount of calories that you burn sleeping are pretty much the same. Your metabolism does not change. Your brain is still working, your heart is still working, your lungs are still working, your body is still recovering from the chaos that you put it throughout the day, especially if you're exercising. So you're still burning a ton of calories when you're sleeping. Your metabolic rate does not change. So let's just clear that up. But there are reasons why some people might not want to eat right before bed. And these reasons are if you have acid reflux. So if you have acid reflux, if you have stomach acid that splashes into the esophagus, you're not gonna wanna eat right before you go to bed because it's uncomfortable. You're not likely gonna sleep very well, and that acid is going to destroy that esophagus over time because you have to sit up when you have acid reflux. You can't lay down. Unless you sleep sitting up, then that's another story. But the point is, that has nothing to do with a slower metabolism or storing more body fat. It has nothing to do with that. It's if you have acid reflux and you don't want your esophagus to be burning overnight. That's when you do not want to eat right before bed. Another reason is if you have an addictive personality and you start to create these bad habits of eating junk food right before you go to bed, like your cookies and your ice cream. That's what we're gonna crave when we go to bed, is the cookies and the ice cream, right? We're not craving a steak or fish or vegetables. We're craving those cookies. We're craving that bucket of ice cream. The thing is that bucket of ice cream and those cookies are very high in calories. So what this is gonna do is it's gonna put you in a calorie surplus for the day. And that's what's gonna get you to store the body fat, is being in a calorie surplus. So it has nothing to do with eating right before you go to bed. If you were to eat that bucket of ice cream at lunch, along with all the other meals that you eat throughout the day, you're still gonna be in a calorie surplus. You're still gonna store just as much body fat as if you were to eat it at midnight right before you go to bed. It makes no difference. A calorie in is a calorie in, regardless of the time. That doesn't even matter. But again, if you have acid reflux, yeah, avoid eating right before you go to bed. If you're gonna develop bad habits of eating junk food that are high in calories and put you in a calorie surplus right before you go to bed, yeah, you don't wanna start that habit. But that's gonna be the main point here, is putting yourself in a calorie surplus. That's what's gonna do it for you, right? That's what's gonna get you to store body fat over time. But if you can eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner and then have your snack during the day, or even right before you go to bed, and it doesn't put you in that calorie surplus, then you're fine. It doesn't matter if you eat right before you go to bed, as long as you don't go into that calorie surplus. So with that being said, it might be best to track your calories. If this is what you're afraid of, then track your calories. See what you eat for breakfast and lunch and dinner, and see what that snack consists of. What are the calories? Is there any value to it at all, other than calories, extra calories? So if you track that, then you can kind of see where you're at. You need to figure out what your maintenance level of calorie is for the day. What's your maintenance level? To where you're gonna maintain your own body weight, figure out what that is. And that's gonna give you a better idea of what you can and can't eat and how much of it you can. So that's what it really boils down to, is being in a calorie surplus. A lot of people will also count their calories for the week, because obviously you're not going to gain a bunch of body fat overnight. It doesn't happen that fast. It takes time. So a lot of people will say, to maintain my body weight, I can eat 2,000 calories a day. So that's 14,000 calories for the week. So if you were to track your calories and you just happen to eat that delicious snack right before you go to bed, which puts you at 2,500 calories for the day when you should be at 2,000, now you're up by 500 calories. Well, you can make that up throughout the rest of the week. Just eat 100 calories less for the rest of the week and you're right back at your 14,000 calories. You're actually less. But it's gonna take some awareness. It's gonna take a little bit of time and track your calories. And if it's important to you, if it's important enough to you to lose that weight or to stay at your own body weight, then you should be willing to put in that time. But you don't have to track everything. If you just eat satiating foods, like minimally processed whole foods, then it's gonna fill you up anyways. Foods with high in fiber and proteins and fats, they're gonna fill you up anyways. You're not gonna be hungry for the entire day. If you eat junk food all day, that's just all processed foods, you're gonna burn through that crap so quick that of course you're gonna be hungry at midnight right before you go to bed. So just be a little aware of what you're eating. If you eat minimally processed whole foods, it's gonna take more energy to break down those foods throughout the day, meaning you're gonna burn more calories throughout the day by eating those foods over some sort of fast food or junk food that you might already eat. Obviously, if you go on a bike ride and you burn 1,000 calories, now you're 1,000 calories down. You're gonna be able to consume more calories throughout the day and you'll be fine. So there's a lot of things that go into play here, but as far as eating right before you go to bed because you feel that your metabolism is gonna slow down and you're gonna store that body fat, it's just not true. So do not put restrictions on an already complicated thing, right? You wanna enjoy your food, you wanna enjoy your life, just make smart choices, that's all. Don't go into a calorie surplus every single day or you're going to gain body fat. Whether you eat right before you go to bed or not, it really doesn't matter. All right, guys, I hope this video brought a little bit of value to your life or maybe made your life a little bit easier. Maybe you don't feel as guilty for eating that late night snack as you did before. If you find that it was valuable, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel because I got weekly content coming your way. I also have a free ebook if you're interested. This ebook is going to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack ideas, all healthy. I break down each meal individually with the calories and the macros, so it's very easy to follow. If you read through this book and you get no value, it was free, so it doesn't really matter. You don't lose. If you read through it and you get some value, then it's a win-win. It's a free ebook, so go ahead and check it out down in the description box down below. And again, hit that thumbs up if you like the content, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.